Guys, thank you for coming back to our newest, longer form content. Today we're going to talk about how to find the best possible investing markets. Okay, so here we go. And everybody read this. I hope you can see it. Okay, point number one, we are going to want to find a market that is going to give us the highest possible cash flow. All right. Okay. Okay.
You just say high cash flow.
High cash flow izzle, flow jizzle, flow nizzle, cash flowage, guys. Okay. So real estate has three elements that we always want to think about. Number one, you automatically get it, even if you fuck up. You get depreciation. That's tax loss. The second thing is you need to execute your deal properly to gain cash flow. And the third is going to be adding certain value to your property to give you the ability to create appreciation. Now, why do we typically want to go into a market that is a high cash flow market? Because it's going to have a lower barrier of entry, okay? So it is price to rent ratio, okay? And what do I mean by price to rent ratio, okay? You're gonna have a lower price to purchase and a higher rent with Section 8. Now, people always ask me, Mark, do these markets exist? They are everywhere. But what you need to do is you need to learn what you're doing. And what you want to do is you want to be constantly sourcing deals. Now, we in our community, we give people where to do this, but I'm going to give you a place that I love, St. Louis, Missouri. So guys, I'm going to erase this board and I'm going to go to point number two that I want you to understand. But if you don't understand this, let me just recap. We are going to buy a property that is going to have a higher rent and a lower barrier of entry. That lower barrier of entry is going to give us higher leverage, so that we're going to have a higher return. So we are then going to improve the asset with a strategic improvement plan. We're going to force that appreciation and we're going to bring that property up. So a lot of people think these higher cash flow markets have lower appreciation. We don't do that here. We show you how to get the benefit out of both. I'll see you right back here in 1 second. Let me erase that. Step number two, we want to focus on high appreciation markets. Okay? High appreciation markets, you're going to be able to find these in areas where there has been job loss and deterioration and then a revitalization. So when we talk about these markets, we talk about Detroit, Michigan. We talk about Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Dayton, Columbus. We have a bunch of people that have bought outside of those markets. We talk about St. Louis, Missouri. I'll give you another secret spot. Jacksonville, Florida. Montgomery, Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama. There are markets all over the U.S., okay, that have had severe job loss. Okay. Pennsylvania, downtown Pittsburgh. And there has been a revitalization with all this new industry. And I'm going to tell you that with our new amazing president and our new team, he's going to balance the budget and we're going to have more money flowing into this country and more money flowing for investment. So you better prepare for this and you better get ready. Now, why do we say, when I say a high appreciation market, what do I mean? You want to be in the central business district market, metropolitan markets, okay? St. Louis, even though St. Louis has taken some hits, Detroit has taken some hits, Ohio has taken some hits, these markets are growing. Companies, major companies like Microsoft, Walmart, Amazon, they're building businesses there. Meta, Apple. So you find these markets, and this is what pushes that market up. But you still, because the asset needs, which is a property, it needs a certain amount of specific dollar value increase. And what is that? Rehabilitation. So you buy a property, you guys don't want to make money, put in a pool. Landscape the shit out of the property. Okay? That doesn't add any value. What adds value is a roof, window, HVAC system, flooring, cabinets, kitchen, bathrooms, lighting. And there's a lot of little tweaks that go with that. And a nice fresh coat of white paint. And your floor, okay, is gonna be a laminate floor. It's gonna be light gray. Guys, don't have to overthink this, because the more you overthink it, the harder it's gonna be for you to replicate this. And what you need to do is you need to make a book when you renovate your first property and your second one and what is successful. And that book is your standard book of specs. You create your own spec book that you give to every contractor when you are ready to renovate your property. You want every one of your properties to look the same, different, a little different, but you want them to have a commonality of you, because it's a piece of you. Everybody knows I always like French cuffs. I like to wear cufflinks. These were my grandpa Milton's cufflinks. See, it says MS. It's not Mark Shapiro. It's Milton Shapiro, who I was named after. And you know what he did? He went to a market that was destroyed, New Hartford, Connecticut. He was 7 years old. He didn't have a penny to his name when he got off that steamer and went through Ellis Island. But he had a cousin there, and they gave him a bedroom, and he started a paper route, and by 14, he opened up a liquor store. I don't know how they did it back then. My father told me he was driving at 10. I actually was driving at 14. My brother taught me how to drive. I was his driver. But what I want you guys to know is he went to this market, and it was totally destroyed. And he figured out how to buy every building in this small little downtown. And he taught me a lot about the business. He wore a three-piece suit to work every day, which is why I wear a vest. It's more of an homage to my grandpa Milton. So guys, you go to St. Louis, Missouri, just like Lydia Walker did. She bought a 2-2 and she made it, she bought a 2-1 and she made it a 2-2. And she did a renovation on it. And she just got a $150,000 appraisal, and she's taken out $110,000. She paid $34,000. Her renovation cost was another $35,000. Guys, you can do the math. She doubled the value of it, and she, on top of that, has cash flow of $1,080. She bought a second home, and she's buying her first duplex and a fourth duplex. In where? St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna give you the third component to this. And guys, we're gonna crush it. I want you to listen to this stuff, watch it over and over again. There's no complexity to this. Simplicity is what wins, okay? A football team that can run the ball can throw the ball. A football team that can't run the ball can't throw the ball. So guys, I'll see you in a sec. Guys, listen to me, okay? You know, I always love to talk to you, okay? And think of me as Uncle Mark, because I'm here for you. Here is the biggest mistake that you can make. Going to a market that is way too far outside of the central business district or the metropolitan area, okay? And I'm gonna give you a key indicator, all right? It's very simple to distinguish what is a good market and what is a bad market. You wanna stay away from these rural markets. They are not sub-markets, they are not tertiary markets. They are third-tier markets. And when you go to a third-tier market, okay? Don't get fooled, okay, that you go there and all of a sudden they have a Piggly Wiggly where you can get gas and a Slurpee and a corn dog. That's right, that's the Piggly Wiggly, okay? Or a 7-Eleven, or a gas station, or a pizza place, all right? Or a small little retailer, or a McDonald's. They are not the markets you want to be in. And I'm going to give you the very simple thing you need to think of this. It's called the Starbucks effect. Starbucks has a certain demographic that buys their coffee for $9,000 for a cup. Starbucks does the research for you, puts the building up, okay, leases it to a developer, or the developer builds it and puts it, leases it to Starbucks. Starbucks doesn't own any of their locations. It's kind of like McDonald's, but they own all their stores inside the location. Starbucks is never going to go where there's not a Walmart, a Target, a Best Buy, a major supermarket, and then all the chain restaurants, Chili's, McDonald's, Five Guys, Burger King, Chick-fil-A. This is the simple way to determine whether you're in a rural market or a market that you know is going to grow. They do all the same demographic market studies before they build because they are focused. They take their money from the public, except for Chick-fil-A is a private company, and they are absolutely perfect at doing this. So I want you to understand, and I'm going to recap. You need to be perfect, but they're doing the homework for you, so you don't need to be over smart. Guys, real estate is common sense. Okay, today it's not so common. It's almost uncommon. But let's recap on what you need to do, okay? How to find the best markets to invest in. We want to make sure that they have high cash flow. That's number one. Number one, okay? Because cash flow is the driver to create value. Number two, you want to be in a market that has high appreciation, but you as the person, you as a developer, you as the real estate investor are going to strategically improve that property through a proper renovation plan. And lastly, three, you guys got to avoid crappy markets, okay? Agents are going to throw a bunch of crap at you, and you need to be smart enough and educated enough to discern that and make a deal that's going to be right for you. Remember this, guys, real estate is just like a bus. Every 5 minutes, a new deal comes along. You got to be able to quick, on your feet, analyze it, follow my back of the napkin analysis, and let's do it, guys. Let's go, baby. Guys, if you found this information super helpful, click the link below, book a call with one of my advisors, and I will see you guys inside our school. I'm going to show you how to do this. Let's go, baby. Let's take the red nose off.